So they, my son ran into her. Yeah, she didn't go. Yes,
I'm gonna sign as many I've got the addendum finished to send I was not but now
sit next to you, think you can't be. No. Sit next to my plate. No.
keep in mind because he like promised me. Yeah, no. It just hit me.
You're the best. I get to keep it?
She signed it.
All right.
One day I'm gonna have
Okay, I'd like to welcome all to this evening's regular board meeting, Board of Education meeting today, Tuesday, March 19, 2024, at 7:30 p.m. at the boardroom at the Weed Educational Campus. Sorry for the momentary delay in the start. I'd like to call the board the minutes of the special meeting of February 13, 2024.
Move their approval.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Martin, support by Mr. Baird. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Item C, the minutes of the regular meeting of February 13, 2024.
Move for approval.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Baird, support by Ms. Martin. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Madam Secretary, have we any public communication this evening?
I do. Brianna Davis, if you could please come up to the table, that'd be fabulous. I'm just going to read something real quickly, and then you'll have an opportunity to speak. The Board of Education provides for public communication on their agenda so that members of the community may come to make a statement to the board. Statements to the board can be on any school district topic and should be no more than 3 minutes in length. Public communication is not a question and answer session. Individual board members generally will not respond to comments during public communication. As board secretary, I will keep time and try to warn you when you have 10 seconds left out of the 3 minutes. Thank you for coming to speak this evening.
Hi, I'm Brianna Davis. I'm a senior at Lakeview High School, and I would like to ask for some maybe leniency is probably not the right word, but it's the word that's coming to my mind with the attendance policy for prom this year. Many of the seniors were not made aware of the 90% attendance policy and what it meant to us this year. We were only truly made aware of what it meant this Monday, March 18th. 5 absences is all you are allowed, and it's only counting the second semester. 5 absences is very easy for many people. I know friends who have had COVID for an entire week and have been unable to attend school. Their 5 absences have already been met. I have friends who do travel sports or dance competitions. Their 5 absences are very easily met. There is ways to address it individually, but for many, that's intimidating, as this is for me right now. I would just like to ask for some form of leniency and maybe reconsideration on how this is addressed to seniors in the future. Perhaps addressing it as your second semester, you have 5 absences in your senior year to attend prom. Tell them that at the beginning of the year, or count it for the entire year as an average of 90% attendance, rather than simply saying the week of the third quarter, the week of the end of the third quarter, that you have 5 absences. If you exceed those, you can't go to prom. Because for many, that is terrifying, including myself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have we any other communication?
Not at this time.
No? Okay. Moving on to item E, student representative report. Ms. Pinter, good evening.
Okay, hello everyone. It is a jam-packed month here in Lakeview Public Schools, so let's get right into it. So at the Early Childhood Center, March is Reading Month, and it's being celebrated. Many teachers have asked parents to volunteer to be guest readers to read to their child's class, and their days are filled with extra fun activities and spirit days. This week, classes will be reading How to Catch a Leprechaun. They will have to work together to decode clues as they go on a scavenger hunt through the center to find a pot of gold. This activity will be great fun while also teaching preschoolers problem-solving skills, literacy, and the importance of working together as a team. Preschool enrollment for the 24-25 school year is in full swing. They already have over 150 families registered, with more registrations coming in daily. There are limited spots still available. Spring is just a week away, and teachers are taking every opportunity with these warmer days to get the kiddos outside to play and learn in nature. Next up at Ardmore, throughout the year, the Ardmore Green Team, led by coordinator Renee Kuzmano, has worked tirelessly to reestablish the Green Green School status, culminating in the recent submission of the application, and they eagerly await news of its acceptance. Also, the PTO is currently holding auditions for an upcoming talent show, and they are planning an upcoming glow party. Next up at Greenwood, the PTO kicked off the month of March by bringing back a family bingo night. It was a fun night for all, and the PTO is planning to include more bingo nights throughout the year. During this reading month, Greenwood has had the pleasure of working collaboratively with students at both JMS and the high school. Athletes from LHS were guest readers this month. This week, the JMS drama program students will be performing a reader's theater to most of the classes. In addition to reading, the students of Miss Shahan's music class have been and continue to showcase their talents with musical performances for their families. It has been a joy having live audiences. Fourth graders were excited to be fitted for their instruments in preparation for the 24-25 school year. And this week, they complete the month of March before spring break with a Spirit Week. Students and staff are invited to participate in special days this week that focus upon some aspect of reading. Next up at Harmon, last night Harmon held a Title I family engagement event. There was a special meeting for Title I families to learn more about supporting their child's learning, followed by a family game night for all Harmon families. Teachers were running various reading and math games, and families could move from table to table in the gym, and it was a fun time had by all. Harmon is also celebrating National Reading Month by using the One School, One Book program. All families have been provided with a copy of the book Hank Zipser, Niagara Falls or Does It, written by Henry Winkler. Families will be reading together at home, and teachers will be conducting various discussions and activities in their classroom related to the book. The Harmon PTO helped to pay for the cost of the books. And last Thursday afternoon, Coach Threet brought the Lakeview football team to Harmon to read to the students. The players worked in groups of 2 or 3 and traveled between classrooms to read to the class. Each classroom had 3 groups of football players reading to them, and the Harmon students really enjoyed having football players visit and read. Next up at Princeton, February and March have been very, very busy. They held their annual PTO Lads and Ladies at the end of February, and as usual, it was a big success. Princeton also kicked off March's Reading Month with a variety of activities, and they'd like to thank all of the guest readers and volunteers who have come out to help make March's Reading Month a big success, including the FBI and Lakeview's own drama class that came to perform a live play to their rendition of My Father's Dragon. Thank you to Mrs. Cooper for all of your hard work. Next, Princeton's Science Olympiad team competed at the county level a few weeks ago and did very well. In addition to winning many medals and events, Princeton placed 6th overall. Upon arrival back from spring break, Princeton will be in full swing of end-of-the-year testing and assessments. Princeton wishes everyone a very safe and happy spring break. At Jefferson, they are ready for spring break as they wrap up the 3rd quarter. When they return from spring break, testing begins, and 8th graders will take the PSAT test, as well as all grade levels will take MSTEP. JMS's annual Career Day is this Thursday, and they look forward to welcoming all guest speakers and presenters to discuss their careers with 8th graders. JMS's 7th grade ELA teachers entered the students into a poetry contest in which the students had to write an original haiku poem and enter it online. They had numerous students enter, and JMS received notification that 92 students are being published in the book. Letters were sent to the school and students, as well as an opportunity to purchase the book. And lastly, at Lakeview, the end of the 3rd marking period is this Friday, March 22nd. One more quarter to go. LHS would like to wish all a relaxing spring break next week. This year's Charity Week was a success. Anthony's Way was the charity for this year. The staff, students, and LHS community raised over $5,000 for the charity. A special thanks goes out to the LHS Student Council. The students did a tremendous job organizing various activities throughout the week. One activity, the Staff vs. Students basketball game, was new this year, where the staff soundly defeated the students. And also part of the charity week was the first annual Volley Buff game against Lakeshore High School, where the Huskies also soundly defeated the Shoreans in a friendly volleyball match. Thank you to all who participated in this year's charity week. And state testing is right around the corner. LHS will be testing April 10th and 11th, both the SAT and PSAT. This year, unlike the past, the test will be administered online. LHS has practiced a couple times building wide for this day and are looking forward to the opportunity to illustrate their academic skills. And April 24th is the academic awards ceremony. Thank you.
Once again, lots going on. Good coverage. Thank you very much for all the detail. Any comments from the board for Ms. Pinter this evening? No? Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Okay, moving on to Board of Education and Administration comments. I guess today was an interesting day. First off, sorry to report we had an accident apparently on Little Mac south of 11 Mile Road where 3 JMS students were involved in a collision with a car. Information I have is that it appears they'll be fine, but there's going to be some bumps and bruises that they're going to have to deal with in the near future here. So, thoughts and prayers to the families of those youngsters that unfortunately did not use the crosswalk. We've got signals at 11 and Little Mac. We've got all the appropriate crossing guards, et cetera, and for whatever reason, they chose not to follow the protocol, the law, the rules, call it what you wish. And unfortunately, there was a price to pay, but fortunately, they're going to be okay from last information, so that's the most important piece. And then regarding this prom question, this is something that comes up every year. It's in the student handbook, and I believe Mr. Paulson may address a portion of that. Any other comments from the board this evening? I know we have spring break coming up, lots of good things in the wind, so.
One thing to
Sure.
say, because I had an exciting day. My former Husky played against Oakland University for the University of Michigan today, and she hit her first official collegiate home run. She hit one in the ball too.
Oh, awesome.
Today, she hit the scoreboard into the guys' baseball stadium. So go Huskies, go Blue. Very exciting.
Nice.
This will find a place of honor in our showcase over at the high school tomorrow.
Oh, is that the ball? Nice. Any other comments? Administration? Mr. Paulson?
I believe Ava said the Fonz wrote a children's book. Those that know what the Fonz is, you got to be old enough. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Set you right up. The state budget is underway. The work between the governor and the legislature, House, Senate, and the governor have to agree. Encourage anybody that has an interest, get involved, become informed, share your opinions, tell them what you feel, tell them what you want, tell them what you don't want. Senator Kevin Hertel serves our area, and Representative Veronica Paez serves our area. I'm also pleased, Ava didn't mention this, she may not be aware, of course, the high school computer aided drafting teacher, Jolene Price, who came to us from industry. So she has a professional career out before teaching in industry, in CAD. She was awarded a very large grant from the Society of Manufacturing Engineers that's going to basically put real-world equipment into our high school for those students to get some exploratory experiences with. More than $250,000 worth of equipment.
Awesome.
Very unique, very unusual situation, and she applied for a grant, earned it, and we're now under the scramble of getting it, places for it to go and, all of that. But great stuff for some kids and that might be interested in trades or manufacturing, CNC machines and things of that sort. Scheduling process is underway for next year, as she noted. One of the newest offerings that we sort of talked about today, because we do work with the high school and the middle school, because those buildings are doing their scheduling building work. Lawrence Tech, the board's aware, Lawrence Tech is a new partner for us with dual enrollment, and 100 students signed up for classes, and those will be on-site at the high school with those professors teaching it in the building, which means that kids don't have to travel, they don't have to have, and there's no cost to the families for these courses. Great partnership, great setup. We worked really hard over the last 10 months to get it set up and arranged and working. So kudos to our high school and the LTU folks to get together and make this happen. Ironically, we still have almost 180 or 90 kids signing up for Macomb classes as well. And I just have to say, there is nowhere in Michigan, nowhere, that is close to us in the number of credits kids walk away from high school with, and the number of kids who walk away with those. And they start school, many of them start school as a junior when they leave us and go to some university setting or college setting. Nowhere in Michigan is anyone close. And so we have, worked hard to create and develop that over the years, and we stand alone, and I'm proud of that. March is reading month, but reality is every month is reading month. Let's not be fooled. And there's no more exciting thing for me to be able to go and see is watching, football players in their uniform in front of a first grade class, reading a book, sometimes reading it on the technology so the kids can see the pictures on the Promethean board, big screen, and then having the kids do a Q&A with them. The kids can read the Huskies on longer uniform, and they get this, so what do you do with the Huskies? And these high school boys are, I play football. And then they get into some more Q&A. Or the JMS Honor Society kids today having gone over to Greenwood. Or the Jefferson kids all making bookmarks for kids in the elementary setting. This is the type of thing that when you open the door and give staff opportunity to be creative, great things happen. And I'm very proud of that with them. The finest staff in Macomb County, without much doubt at all in my mind. And some of the results we see, obviously, as a part of the end outcome of that. Lastly, Mr. Eric Lynn has arrived. He's been 2 weeks in the chair as our Chief Financial Officer, and we spared him the table tonight. Anybody else?
Do you want to touch base on the prom thing?
No, I don't think there's any point.
Okay, fair enough.
The high school handles it.
Okay.
Even with anybody that has a mistake, they can do community service and get it back.
Okay, fair enough.
Just need to talk to the high school.
Any other comments? Administration, no? Okay. Thank you. Moving on to item G, 6-month review of extended COVID-19 continuity of learning plan for the 2023-24 school year.
Tonight, administration brings to the board's attention another state budgetary requirement for local schools, mid-year reconsideration of the COVID extended continuity of learning plan first adopted in September 2020. The last reconfirmation of the extended COVID continuity of learning plan occurred at the September 19th, 2023 Board of Education meeting. Additionally, the ARP ESSER 3 grant regulations require us to review and update the plan every 6 months while receiving funds. This plan update reflects the fact that we have continued to offer 2 modes of instruction, full-time in-person instruction at our buildings or virtual asynchronous instruction through Lakeview Virtual School since March 22nd, 2021. The requirements of the funding also include benchmark testing, NWEA in our case. The superintendent's goals also make reference to these requirements. This plan's 6-month update also includes a summary of attendance and two-way interaction rates, which have consistently remained between 90 and 98% for both LVS and in-person program learning. Lakeview's administrators will continue to monitor student achievement and attendance data to ensure our extended continuity of learning plan is implemented with fidelity. I now offer the board a chance to ask any questions.
Any questions, comments, concerns from the board?
Is there any ending date with our COVID learning plan?
So this was originally linked to the ESSER funds. Those are coming to an end, and there's a whole new slew of different grants that we're looking at that are coming behind that. My understanding, Carl, correct me if I'm wrong, is that this was just in the legislation through the extent of ESSER, which is done this summer.
I think that's accurate, and I believe that this new budget year, this will fade away.
Any other COVID continuity questions? I can't wait for this to be sunset. Thank you. All right, moving on to item H, recognition of retiree.
During the 2023-24 school year, the following staff member has processed their retirement. This evening is an opportunity to present them with a token of appreciation for the many years of service they have given to Lakeview Public Schools. So if Catherine or Kathy Sesto would please come on forward, our Ardmore Elementary School secretary to the principal. And while she's coming forward to the board, I'd like to say a few things about Kathy. Kathy began her professional relationship with Lakeview Public Schools in August of 2000 as the Jefferson Middle School secretary to the assistant principal. Prior to taking this role, Ms. Sesto was an experienced secretary and bookkeeper, as well as a clerical substitute for Roseville Community Schools. These positions allowed her to thrive at Jefferson before she took on the challenge of a new role as Lakeview High School Records Secretary in 2005. It was here that Kathy served until she found her home at Ardmore Elementary, where she has held the position of secretary to the principal since 2010. Kathy's presence truly helped to set the tone for the building. Her bright smile and warm demeanor gave the office a welcoming atmosphere when assisting parents, students, and community members. Kathy is well known for her involvement in the improvement of the district. Apart from her normal responsibilities, she has been recognized for her support in several large-scale administrative projects over the years. These include, but are certainly not limited to, district-wide school of choice mailings, processing and submission of single student record database, and administration of the Michigan Merit Exam. In addition, Ms. Sesto served on countless interview committees, helping to ensure that Lakeview was staffed with the best and the brightest. The impact she has made on our district, the relationships she has built with staff, students, parents, and the community will not be forgotten. Now completing over 23 years as a Lakeview secretary, Kathy is beginning a new and an exciting journey. We congratulate her on her many accomplishments and celebrate her many years of experience and service. Congratulations.
'23 rings.
You know what? We can't just, you gotta ring it to your heart's content. Welcome.
It's a notification for somebody who needs to assist you with something.
Take that bell from her.
And there appears to be a few supporters in the audience.
Yes, a true testament.
Great idea.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. All the best for retirement. That was entertaining. All right, moving on to personnel. Item A, changes in personnel.
Tonight, administration is bringing forward the following changes in personnel since the last presentation to the Board of Education on February 13th. New hires: Lauren Eberly, Ardmore Elementary School Secretary; Catherine Quinn, Jefferson Middle School Special Education Resource Room Teacher; Melissa McMurdy, Lakeview Public Schools Accountant. New hire or reassignment is Summer Bremer to Jefferson Middle School and Princeton Elementary School Secretary to the Principals. New assignment, Catherine Short, Jefferson Middle School Records Secretary. Summer school returning principal for Jefferson Middle School and Lakeview High School is Anthony Savali. Social, emotional, and behavior skills tutoring teacher, Barbara Jo Morissette. Resignations, Michelle Nicholas, Jefferson Middle School Record Secretary, and Summer Bremer, Ardmore Elementary School Media Parapro, so she can move into her new position. Retirement with regrets at the end of this school year, Vicki Catalina from Harmon Elementary School kindergarten teacher. Spring Sports Athletic Coordinator for this year is John Carr. Schedule B new coach and sponsors for the current school year, Sage Weaver, Lakeview High School baseball freshman coach, and John Davis, Lakeview High School baseball junior varsity coach.
Mr. President, I move that the Lakeview Board of Education approve the changes in personnel as presented.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Bear, support by Mr. Miners. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Have we any new hires in attendance?
We do. We have, I believe, Catherine, did Catherine make it back? Oh, there you are, if you would stand up, thank you. So Catherine's coming to us with lots of experience. She has certification in both regular education, social studies areas, as well as special education. She's worked in both areas in her previous district, that is a neighboring district to the south of us, that we are happy to have her coming joining us. She's currently doing middle school social studies and is excited about coming back and joining us for our special education resource room teacher position. And we're thrilled that she's bringing so much experience with us, and we can't wait for her to start with us. So congratulations and welcome. And we also have Melissa. Melissa's in the back row back there, so she's standing up there. Melissa is our newest hire. We were chatting on the phone through the end of the week while I was up in Lansing at a conference and over back and forth over the weekend on getting a starting date. Melissa is another person who's coming with lots of experience. She has a Bachelor of Business Administration from Walsh College with a concentration in accounting. She has worked in the governmental setting, worked for the city of Sterling Heights for over 20 years, and ended up officially retiring in that capacity because of retirement changes and things, but definitely is not ready to be done working. So she then went on and has currently been working with Henry Ford Optimize, and although that's been a great experience for her, she really does have a passion for governmental accounting and working in municipalities and school districts. And so she was excited about coming and joining us, and we are excited about having her. All of us have had chances to have conversations with her, and the skills that she has and what she's able to bring to the table is going to be really great. So we welcome you and are happy to have you with us as well.
Awesome.
And Summer, last but not least, is here. Summer is a familiar face around the district. She has been around the district for years in many different capacities, starting off as a parent when she brought her own children here, and she volunteered at the time, was a very active parent member in the school. And then as her kids were full-time school age, she decided that she wanted to be even a little more involved and started to do lunch assistant and crossing guard duties, and then went the next step and became a parapro in our district. And in that role, she's had various responsibilities, from being a special education paraprofessional, and her most recent position is in the media technology in the library area at Ardmore, and has been a very positive person in her group across the district and helping others to further their skills and gain new knowledge. And she wanted to continue to even expand on hers. So she has enrolled back in college and is taking college classes to work on her degree and wants to come over and work in our secretarial group. So we're thrilled to have you joining us in that capacity, and I have no doubt you're going to be a great asset in that role as well as the other ones that you've had previously. Yes, congratulations. And that's who we have today.
That's it for this evening?
That's it for this
Great.
evening.
Congratulations to all the new hires this evening. Welcome to Lakeview. Moving on to curriculum, item A, Jefferson Middle School 8th grade annual trip to Washington, D.C.
Jefferson Middle School 8th grade students and chaperones would like to travel to Washington, D.C. during the 2025 spring break. This is an annual trip where Washington, D.C. monuments, museums, and sites of historical significance will be visited, providing valuable hands-on educational and fun learning opportunities for students. On this trip, the students will receive vivid illustrations of history through site visits and gain a greater understanding of the nation's heritage. This experience will also provide students with a sense of the responsibility of good citizenship and the importance of national pride. Student Adventures Travel Company will again partner with Lakeview Public Schools for the 2025 Washington, D.C. trip. The total cost of the trip is $995 per student. A variety of fundraisers are planned in which the students may participate to help defray the cost of the trip. Informational communications are mailed and meetings are held for parents and students to share the trip itinerary, procedures, and expectations. A trip coordinator will be responsible for preliminary planning and oversight of students and chaperones while on this trip. Parent guardian chaperones will be chosen at a ratio of 1 parent to 4 students. The group will depart Jefferson Middle School on Sunday, March 23rd, 2025 at 5:30 a.m. and will return on Wednesday, March 26th, 2025 at 11 p.m.
Mr. President, I move that the Board of Education approve Jefferson Middle School annual 8th grade trip to Washington, D.C., leaving Sunday, March 23rd, 2025, and returning Wednesday, March 26th, 2025.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Bear, support by Ms. Martin. Discussion on the motion.
I just want to add, we have a very, very, very unique situation that has come out of this trip. 4 of our students are going to be participants in the hanging of the wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier.
Awesome.
25 years, the guy that's running this trip has not ever heard of that. And he's like, I don't know how this happened, but so another for Lakeview.
How did that happen? Do you have any idea? Did we apply?
I think you probably can apply or request. And so somehow, some way,
Awesome.
there you go.
Any other comments?
I've said this every year since I've been on the board. This is an amazing trip. I chaperoned 4 times. You cannot possibly see the amount of things on your own as you can with this trip. So the kids are in for a treat.
Perfect. Any other comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Item B, Lakeview High School football team camp.
The Lakeview High School football players would like to attend a team camp at Grand Valley State University in Allendale, Michigan. This camp includes 2 nights and 3 days of team bonding with intensive football skills training and gives exposure to life on a college campus. Players will run through daily exercise practices in addition to working on conditioning and strength training exercises. This opportunity will give our players a chance to improve their knowledge of our schemes while helping them to work their way into a better condition for the upcoming season. Approximately 40 to 50 students will attend this outing with varsity coach Patrick Threet and 3 other staff member coaches. Transportation will be provided through Blue Lakes Charter and Tours departing from LHS on Saturday, July 20th, 2024, and returning home on Monday, July 22nd, 2024, following a stop at Michigan Adventures on the way home. The students will not miss any school as the trip will occur over summer break. The estimated cost per student is $320, which will be paid by the family of the student. Fundraising opportunities will be available to help with the cost of this trip. Sean Zaborowski is here to answer any questions you may have.
Mr. President, I move that the Board of Education approve the Lakeview High School football team camp at Grand Valley State University in Allendale, Michigan, from July 20 to 22, 2024.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Martin, support by Mr. Asha. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to bond implementation. Item A, Public Address Systems Improvement Project Recommendation.
The district continues to examine its current safety and security systems in order to identify improvements that will positively impact our school community. One such area is our public address systems, which not only serve as our day-to-day communication system, but also are tied into our Blue Point emergency response system. In 2022, the district went out to bid to update the school public address systems throughout the district with the scope of work including the replacement of the existing paging system head-end equipment at each of the district buildings and known speaker or paging problem areas. The project was awarded to Sound Planning Communications, funded through the 2022 bond, and work was completed shortly after. Since that time, through continued evaluation of our systems and safety protocols, it has been identified that additional internal and external speakers and/or paging horns are needed throughout the district, as well as replacement of some of our existing equipment. Sound Planning Communications is willing to complete the work based upon the unit prices quoted in 2022 in the original public address systems bid. Therefore, administration is bringing forward a change order tonight for the completion of the additional scope of work to improve these emergency communication systems at all schools. Administration recommends the approval of a change order to the public address systems project in the amount of $93,135. While the original bid work was funded with 2022 bond funds, because significant school safety grant funds are available, administration recommends this additional work be funded from the school safety grant and/or capital project funds if the costs exceed the safety grants available funds.
Mr. President, I move that the Board of Education approve the recommended change order to the public address system project in the amount of $93,135, which will be funded from the school safety grant and/or capital projects fund as presented.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Bear, support by Mr. Asha. Discussion on the motion. I have one question. With these modifications to the original, has there been an assessment done to make sure that all areas of the buildings are heard in the event of something, whether it's a warning or something, everything is covered?
Yes, that's what this work was. This included not only regular announcements, but Blue Point system when we've done our practice drills. That's one of the things that has really brought to light some of the areas that were problem areas, including the hallways. We have no speakers in hallways in the buildings. And in the past, when we didn't have emergency systems, that wasn't a problem. You were talking to teachers in classrooms or staff. We weren't doing emergency, so we didn't need them. Well, now as we've done them and we're doing the draws, the drills, we're saying, guess what? There's no speaker in the hallway, so if you're in the hallway, you don't hear what the announcement is. Or, for instance, one of the things, we started it as soon as we were putting the system in last fall. Last winter, the tech department was doing drills over the break, and we were walking all parts of it. So at Jefferson, if you're on the front side of the building by the main office, there's no external speakers. So if you're out there, when we, sometimes if we evacuate, then there's nothing out there to get people. So it is an audit of our whole district, including classrooms, and then right down to teachers that do have existing, but they're not working properly. So it should address all of those.
Okay, the reason I bring this up is a couple of years ago at our office, I had people knocking on my office door because I was on a conference call, and they're saying, you need to evacuate. For what? And I go outside, and they said, there's a fire. Well, a fire where? And as I'm going through the building, police are there, the fire department's already there with trucks, and more trucks are rolling in. And you wonder, well, what if the fire trapped me and there was nothing else? I have sensitivity to the point of, we got to make sure that these alarms are heard everywhere, this noise is heard everywhere, so people are aware of the situation, whatever it may be.
Yes.
So that's good, thank you.
And that does include over here on Wheatside. We don't have the alarms, the speakers, the PAs, because we're administration, we're not kids, so the fire marshal doesn't require it, but as we've gone through, we know we have people over here that matter as well, and we do trainings, and we need to have all of our facilities that are equipped, not just for the fire, but also for Blue Point if it's happening here. We need the whole district to be on alert, so.
Awesome, great, thank you. Any other comments?
Yeah, I just had one regarding the speakers in the hallways. I'm assuming that they will be loud enough to be heard during passing time for the high school and middle school.
We will have the ability to adjust them, and some of the things that we've done since the first 2022 is going in and doing adjustments in spaces, because when you test them and it's summer and nobody's here is a lot different than what you say is when it's passing time or it's the gym and they're in the middle of a basketball game. So yeah, so it does give us the ability to work with the vendor on doing adjustments to the volume as well. Yes.
We have a similar set of things coming that's related to the Blue Point system specifically, because same thing there. Some of the strobes, you have an auditorium with one strobe or two strobes. So that's 1,600 people. One flashing is not going to do it enough, right? So, or hallways in certain spots where there's not a strobe. So those things are coming next, right behind this. We've got that built already, identified and bidding. So, yeah.
Cool. And part of the strobe upgrade is we have the DHH students. So if they're in an area, they may not hear it, but they'll see the blue flash and know I need to get into a lockdown position.
Good. Any other comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Item B, bid pack number 8, change order for roof work at Greenwood Elementary School.
This evening, it is recommended that the Board of Education approve the following change order related to roof work at Greenwood Elementary School. Administration brings change orders to the board for consideration that exceed $20,000. During the addition on one of the wings at Greenwood Elementary, it was discovered that the existing roof structure would need to be upgraded to support the new walls and roof tie-in. Barton Mallow Builders and Partners in Architecture engaged Detroit Roofing Inspection Services, the district roofing consultant, to further investigate and develop solutions to this hidden condition. Driss worked with PIA and Barton Mallow to develop a solution, and administration directed Barton Mallow to get a quote from KJP Roofing for the work utilizing prior bid unit pricing. Driss, Barton Mallow, and PIA all reviewed the pricing and found it to be appropriate for the work that was specified. Therefore, administration recommends formal approval of the change order and increase in price to the KJP Roofing and Sheet Metal contract as presented in the amount of $34,550.
Mr. President, I move that the Board of Education approve the change order and contract increase to KJP Roofing and Sheet Metal for $34,550 as presented.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Taylor, support by Ms. Martin. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to other, item A, request for closed session to consider long-term suspension / expulsion student number 2023/24 EP.
Mr. President? I move that the Board of Education approve the request for closed session to consider long-term suspension expulsion for student number 2023-24 EP.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Bear, support by Ms. Martin. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Miners?
Yes.
Mr. Haysha?
Yes.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Miskelly?
Yes.
Mr. Bear?
Aye.
Ms. Martin? Aye. Mr. Dabrowski?
Aye. Okay. Okay, at this point, we're looking at it being 8:15 PM. We're going to go into a recess until 8:25 PM, where I'll ask that the family, the guardians, and the student be present in the boardroom and administrators of said building for the hearing. We'll reconvene at 8:25. Somebody's going to shut all this down.
You're in charge of me?